Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today, first of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you who have been listening to my videos and all the subscribers. I have recently hit the 8,800 subscribers list, and I'm pretty excited about getting a few more to hit the 9,000 mark. So yeah, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, then I would request you to go ahead and subscribe if you like my videos, and also hit the bell icon so that whenever I am posting new videos, you get instant notifications. That's all about marketing and publicity about my channel. Now, let's get into what we are trying to do today. So, in my recent series, or I think rather in some of my old videos where I was explaining repository pattern, I saw a few comments where people were not very sure about the reason for using interfaces. And in one of my recent projects, I have been practicing the service pattern where a lot of my business logic will get into a service class and my controllers are really slim. So I thought today I will talk about the situations where you can use a service class. It will really help you, and in what situations you should um, you know turn back to an interface instead of a normal service based class. So although I will be writing actual code, but most of the functionalities will be stubs, which means I'm not going to do an actual implementation of the inside functionality, but you'll get the idea. So here I have a clean installation of Laravel. I haven't done anything to it. I'm just serving it, and let's see what we have. Inside web.php, I have the view being returned, right? Why don't we at first create a controller out of here so that we can work with that. So PHP artisan, right? So I have my controller here. Why don't we make that change in our web.php? Okay, this is done. I just need to update in here. Okay, so let me hit refresh and see. Okay, nothing has changed, which means whatever we have done is working properly. So now, let's say in this, when a user hits this page, I have a service class which needs to do certain things. Okay, what are we trying to achieve? Let's say a user will first of all, we will update the user's last seen time. Okay, then let's say we also want to update an activity table where we will be tracking his time, his IP, all those kind of things. And then we will have, let's say, one more functionality where the user page and he is able to write a message, and then so let's write it down, write a message and send through email/SMS. Okay, that's what we will see, how this can be done. Okay, I'm not going to do the actual implementation of this code, but we are actually going to do the structure of it. Okay, all right, so first things first, I'm in the home controller. The first thing which I need to do is user last seen time, right? So how do we do that? Let's say we have, so I'll create a folder. Let's say we'll create a folder called services. Okay, and in here let's call this user service.php. So I have a namespace which is app services, class user service. Okay, so this is simple enough. I'm not doing any uh, complicated stuff here. I just have, let's say, the first action being handle user login. Okay, and in here I have one private function, update user last seen, and one more, let's say, which is user activity time. Okay, so I have these two functions inside my service, and what I can do is in here, because the service is a class, I can do user service. Okay, app service, and what will happen is I can then call certain functions like this. Okay, so what invariably will happen is, my controller, if let's say, when refreshing this page, this is the controller which does the user login, although it's a simple page. But if this was a user login page, then I'm just calling the user service handle login method, and in here this function will follow all the stuff which I need to do. So let's stub them logger, not inside this, let's say this update user activity time. Okay, and this update last seen time. Okay, so we will call these functions one after the other. Obviously we are not going to kind of write the actual implementation, so I will log something in here. Let's say user last seen $now. I'll define $now as now. Okay, this is the Carbon instance which we will get. Okay, you can see it creates a Carbon instance. So this is done. Then let's say we also do this. User last activity was at this. Alright, so these two things are done, and now if I hit refresh on this particular page, you can see that I am getting these logs, right? So this is the only function being called, services handling. This is pretty regular stuff. Now let's say in here I have a small form or something which the user can fill up. Okay, why don't we get rid of this thing and have a form in here? So I have the form. There's no point wasting time writing markups. We have other things that we can cover. So we'll have a post URL. For now we will use the same controller, and we'll use this name. Okay, so it's a request, it's a post request, so we'll get the request object. Okay, I can save this here, and I think now we should be able to see the form. Yeah, it's not very beautiful, but that's okay. I think we can live with that. So we have the request. Let's see if we can return all, and then if we submit anything, okay, I think the token expired, so or maybe I need to actually add that CSRF field. That is the thing. CSRF field, I think that's the function name, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. Yeah. So if I now do anything over here, I'm getting the message, right? Now, what we want to do in here is, first of all, let me clear out the log. We want the user to have the ability to either send the email as the message as an email or as a SMS. Okay. So inside here, we will add an select list. I'll add that and I'll come back. So I have this input select as well, and this is my form right now. Okay, I have in here name as mode, right? So whatever message I type, I select, I'm getting this here. So based on this, I will write an implementation of sending the message, right? Okay, let's come over to our app folder. I'll just close these things out. Okay, and inside our app folder we have services, right? So inside services, let's say we have send message service. Okay, in there I'll have an interface. Okay, so far we saw only a service class. Now we will have message, send message interface .php. Namespace will be app services / message service. Okay, so in here, let's just say we have only one function as an expected implementation, which is public function. Let's say we take the user object and message. Okay, fair enough. So we have this interface. Now let's say we write two more, or rather create two more classes. One is send message email .php and send message SMS .php. Okay, these are the two files which we have created. Now this is the interface, so let's just first of all copy till here, paste it here and here. Okay, we'll first tackle send message email. So class send message email, it implements this, and hence we need to write this function. Okay, we have a user and message. So for now we will just log certain things. We will say user wants to send. Okay, user says $message to $user. All right, this sounds okay. So additionally, what we will do is through email. Okay, this will let us know that this log is from email class. And then we have the second one, which is send message SMS, which implements our SMS interface. Okay, so I'll just change this to SMS. Now, what have we done? If we can quickly recap, we created an interface. We said this interface name is send message, and we have two classes which implements this interface. Okay. Now, the beauty of the Laravel service provider is that in my app service provider, I think it's inside register, that I can do this app bind. So I have the option of first sending the abstract. So let's say by default my send message interface class is binded to send email, send message. Message email class. It's not picking up that. All right. So what by this I'm trying to do is default whenever I'm using this interface, right, I will get the email instance, and so the message will be sent through email. So first, let's try that out. Inside home controller, why don't we also inject send message interface as send message interface. Okay. And what we can do is, let's say user is Amitav, message is hi, how are you? Okay, this is my message which I need to send. We'll clear it out. Get over here. Oh, yeah. So if we come over here, we can see that these two logs came from the basic home controller's last login, because I had refreshed, and when I hit the submit button, the interface was called and it registers that user says hi, how are you, to Amitav through email. Okay, which means clearly that right now my email send message implementation is working. So you can see that first of all my controller, okay, here is not aware of what implementation is currently being used. I can easily switch from mail to SMS inside my, I'll need to import that as well. Sorry. Yeah, I can easily switch in my service provider. Okay. And why don't we also, for a change, just do request input message. Okay, so that we can type something. So I'll clear this and get back here. How are you, from the form. Okay, and I hit send. Now if I come over here, I can see that user says how are you from the form to Amitav through SMS, right? So I changed the implementation inside my app service provider, and the controller automatically knew that now I need to send an SMS. So basically what that means is this send message interface can be called at n number of instances, and if I need to switch my implementation, right? Let's say my email right now is through some simple send mail interface, and then later on I switch to some SMTP service, I switch between multiple SMTP services. All that can be done without changing anything in the controller. So that's the beauty of having interfaces. Now, let's say sometimes we want to um, change the implementation based on the drop down, right? So that's why we have this. So I want to decide how I want to send it. So why don't we do one thing? In here, if request input, let's say mode is equal to SMS. Okay. Then this app bind send. It should work. Send message. Yeah. The autocomplete is behaving a little erratic today. I don't know what happened. So class is already imported. So send message interface is send message SMS class. I'll import this. Okay. This is a one-off case. This is only when you have a custom requirement. Okay, I'm telling you because your controller now is making certain decisions, but the thing is you can do it. So let's say if it is this SMS, then it is using this interface or it is doing this. So let's see if this works. I come over here. The current one is SMS, so I'll select email. Okay, undefined property $app. I thought app was available. All right, let me see if the app helper function is available. It does. App. Now if I go over here, so contracts foundation application. So I think I can use that. Let me see if I can do this. I haven't tried this out. I am directly doing this implementation inside my in this tutorial because I have done this in the test cases, so I'm not sure why this is not happening. Okay, send message email doesn't exist. This is because I haven't imported the class, which means the code is running, I think, and it does. So let us just check once. Okay, it still went through SMS. So let us clear the log, and now this is the condition. After that, we will fire the command. So I'm fire the code. So we are getting the SMS interface here. Okay. However, based on the request, we are switching between SMS and email. Okay. So let's go back to the form. Our default implementation right now, if you remember, is SMS, which means on SMS, obviously, this is message through SMS. It should send through SMS, which is fine. And then let me come back and say this message through email, and so I can type more, right? And hit send. If everything is right, we should. Okay, it's still not working. Haven't I saved the thing? So I have done SMS this. I think what I need to do is equals app make this. Okay. So what is happening is the instance is getting created the moment I am injecting it, hence the problem. I think now it should work. Let us see. And yes, it does. So just to confirm things are working correctly, I hit refresh. I get the basic logs. I type something else in here and I first hit email and I get a log which says through email. And then I go back, short message through SMS, and we get a short message through SMS. So you see, this is the beauty of switching between things on request, or maybe through your app service provider, whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, if you have very simple things like multiple actions being performed when a particular request happens, a service based class is definitely your answer. You get all kinds of hints and everything in for your functions inside your ID, and everything works beautifully. But when you have any kind of integration in your application, like email, SMS, maybe you are building an API for mobile and you need to send notifications like GCM, FCM, those kind of stuff. That is the time when you definitely need to use an interface, because interface then helps you write implementation, create contracts of different classes, and then you can be rest assured that you can fire this function, the send message function, on any send message interface, and whatever is the implementation will do its work properly and give back the result. So yeah, I hope this concept is clear to you now, guys. I did this because of the questions which were coming on the community and from the comments. So yeah, if you have such questions, do post them and I will definitely try to answer them through comments or through videos, whatever is possible. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the videos, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.